The CEO returned home, only to be stunned to find that his wife, who had always loved clinging to his side, was acting unusually cold toward him. As it turned out, the woman had learned that she was terminally ill and only had 6 months left to live. 5 years earlier, she had married her husband at her parents' behest. After the wedding, she had fulfilled all her duties as a wife, yet she had never been loved by him. So she decided to make a change and live for herself for once. The next day, the woman dressed up carefully and looked radiant. When her husband saw her, he froze on the spot. His wife had never dressed like this before. Her husband's younger brother was also extremely surprised and pressed her on why she seemed like a completely different person. At breakfast, after the man stepped away, the brother-in-law warned her, "No matter what you do, you will never win his heart." The woman just smiled and stood up to leave. The brother-in-law stepped forward to block her and raised his hand to hit her, but the man appeared suddenly and stopped his brother just in time. At the sight of his older brother, the brother-in-law immediately apologized to the woman. Afterward, the woman donated all her property under her name to charity. Suddenly, she received a phone call and learned that her brother-in-law had caused a disturbance at a bar. When she arrived at the scene, she saw that the brother-in-law was acting arrogant and unruly. Without a word, she slapped him hard, then angrily pinned him to the ground. Only after the woman turned and left did the brother-in-law wonder wildly why her personality had changed so drastically. The next day, the woman went to get a perm. Her husband had never seen her look like this. Even after they got in the car, he could not help but keep his eyes fixed on her. When they arrived at his mother's house, the woman was called over by the elders of the family. The mother-in-law said that the CEO was withdrawn and asked the woman to be more patient with him, but the woman refused directly, leaving the mother-in-law stunned. A relative nearby told the woman not to dress so flamboyantly and accused her of lacking manners. Dropping her usual meekness, the woman retorted sharply, leaving all the relatives speechless. The woman added that the relatives were jealous that the CEO was more outstanding than their own sons, yet they did not dare to confront him, so they banded together to bully her instead. She then praised the CEO in front of all the relatives and spoke up for him. Unbeknownst to her, the CEO had been standing outside the door and heard everything. When the CEO walked in, the relatives immediately put on a different face and complained about the woman to him, but the CEO shot each of them down until they had nothing to say and left in disgrace. The next day, the woman went to the hospital for a follow-up checkup. However, the doctor told the woman that she was not terminally ill at all. She had been misdiagnosed.